All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our closing ceremony for Ride Don't Hide, presented by Tom's Heating and Cooling. We're here today to wish you a thank you. And I'll introduce. My name is Jack Beach. I work at the Canadian Mental Health Association as the manager of community engagement and education. And I'm here today again to just bring a big close, a big celebration to a fantastic Ride Don't Hide event. So today we're going to do a couple of things. We're going to be thanking people. We're going to be acknowledging some fundraisers and sponsors. We're going to be telling our grand total for our fundraising amount. And we're excited that you've chosen to take the time to either be here live or watch this recording. And of note, this event is being recorded. For all our speakers that are just coming to say thank yous and acknowledgements, just a note, this is living in eternity. So make sure what you say is good for a long term. So welcome again. And I want to start again by thanking all our fundraisers. So again, our fundraisers and our sponsors. This event would not be possible without you. So our sponsors, again, presented by Tom's Heating and Cooling and partial to Chorus Entertainment. Big thanks again to Andrew Pyle and the Scotia Wealth team, to Tim Nichols, Chartered Accounting, to Aon, again, for being sponsors as always. We'll hear from each and every one this morning before we move along. As well, just a quick about the event. Again, this is our 5th annual Ride Don't Hide event, our first ever virtual event. As you know, last year, as a result of COVID, we were unable to bring a Ride Don't Hide event to Peterborough and the surrounding area. So we decided 1 year off was enough. We're going to do something, and we're going to do it this year virtually. And so we've had a very successful event, not to give too much away, with our first annual. And all the proceeds from this year's Ride Don't Hide will be going to our crisis services through CMHA, our 4 county crisis supports, and we'll hear from them as well a little bit more this morning. So with that, I'd love to pass it off to our presenting sponsor. Ryan Wadby is here from Tom's Heating and Cooling. Ryan, I'd love if you took the opportunity just to say a couple quick words. Ryan, over to you.
You know what? I'm really happy and really excited that we were able to be part of such a great event. And I'm really excited to find out how much you guys raised. I'm sure you guys rocked it. To me and to Tom's Heating and Cooling, mental health is extremely important to have that good balance. And I think a program like this and Ride Don't Hide really emphasizes that. And I'm really happy to be part of it. I don't know about you guys, but I am really excited to hear about how much money we were able to raise and those fundraisers. You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work and make sure that you come back every year going forward and just keep those dollars coming in for this event. Thank you so much for everybody and to everyone involved in this great program. Thank you.
Amazing. Ryan, thank you so much. What a thrill. The first year we get to have Ryan on board, and we do some pretty incredible things. So for all the team, all the people at Tom's Heating and Cooling, thank you so much. And I'd be remiss if I wasn't going to mention our next big presenting sponsor. I'm going to call on Rob Sagan from Chorus Entertainment, a colleague, a friend. Rob, do you have anything you would like to say?
Certainly. Good morning, everyone, and thanks for coming to our virtual ceremony this morning. You know, on behalf of Chorus and Global Peterborough and the Wolf and Fresh Radio, definitely want to thank Tom's Heating and Cooling for coming on board with us. We really wanted to give this event an unprecedented level of exposure this year, considering what the world has gone through. And you know, mental health has been front and center with our company and making sure our people are taken care of. And unfortunately, not everybody has that same luxury. So we got a really great company that puts mental health first and puts people first. And, you know, the money we raised today to be able to help people who don't have access to certain services or aren't aware they don't have access to certain services was our main goal. Let's make people aware of the great resources, services, and programs that are offered by CMHA, and of course raise some much needed money to help strengthen those programs for people. So of course, on a personal level, I do this each year in memory of my brother who died by suicide in 2016. So 5 years ago, and this being our 5th event was certainly a benchmark for me. And I've battled with mental health, you know, with my whole life. I got it in check, and live a pretty good day-to-day life now. So, you know, the road to recovery is possible. So for anybody out there who's struggling, you know, there's hope, and there are solutions, and there are people out there to help you. So thanks to everyone who's participated and supported in this event and for being here this morning.
Rob, thank you so much. And again, it's just an honor to get to work with you, alongside you, and part of these events. And I know with all the energy and effort that you personally expend, that you professionally expend, that just these events wouldn't be possible with you and without all the support from Chorus and all your colleagues at Chorus who've been such major supporters of our branch. So just my opportunity again to really thank you guys, and thank you for all you do. I know, I hope you know that all of us at CMHA truly appreciate what you guys do. And again, I want to call on, unfortunately, our diamond sponsor, Mr. Andrew Pyle, was unable to make it here this morning. But Scotia Wealth team and Andrew have been huge supporters of the Ride Don't Hide event year after year. We're so thankful they stepped up to become a diamond sponsor this year and really lead the charge as well in promoting wellness throughout their organization. I know that they make huge efforts and energies to really promote mental health and wellness throughout the Scotia Wealth team. And I'm really excited to see each and every one of them next year and their team riding alongside a big Ride Don't Hide 2022. So unfortunately, our Andrew can't be here, but thank you so much again for all you do, Scotia Wealth and Andrew Pyle. So at this point, I'm going to call on Mr. Jeffrey Cadence, our Manager of Crisis Intervention Services. Jeff's going to talk a little bit about where some of the money is going to be going and sort of the need for crisis supports in our community, especially for the pandemic. So I'll turn it over to our very skilled manager, Mr. Jeff Cadence. Jeff, take it away.
Awesome. Thanks very much, Jack. I'll just talk briefly about crisis services. Really excited that we are the target for the donations this year. It's been quite a year and a half for crisis services, and it will absolutely be put to good use. I think just to explain what crisis services is, what are the key components or the key functions is serves as the first point of contact often for people with the community-based mental health services provision. So, people may not have had any occasion to access services for their mental health, and when they find themselves in different crisis situations, that's often the time where they seek that help, and that's where crisis. It's very important that we do a really exceptional job of making that a positive experience. So this can take place in a number of different ways. A person might find themselves completely overwhelmed and see the number for our crisis line and call, and that'll be their first point of engagement. They're right away working with a mental health worker. They may find themselves with an inpatient stay at the hospital in the mental health ward, and that's when they may be introduced to our hospital to home crisis workers as they re-enter back into their community, into their lives. Some people find themselves at that low point in life where they end up attempting to take their own life. And when they make their way into hospital in that situation, they may encounter our assertive outreach suicide intervention workers. Other instances, sometimes police are called in emergency situations, and when they determine that there is a mental health crisis involved, then you may be introduced to one of our mobile crisis intervention team members, our mental health workers who work embedded with the police forces. So there are a number of different ways that crisis services can be encountered, and we try to do so in a really thoughtful and coordinated fashion. But that's sort of the crisis response capital C role that we play. We also do a lot of support for other people who are providing support. So imagine a person has a long-term or an intensive case manager that they're doing some good work with. And part of that plan is, and in the evenings or in the weekends, you can contact the crisis line for some follow-up support or backup support. And we're in good communication with those workers, both within our agency and then across the community. We do a lot of coordinated effort. And in other instances where a person's wellness is, they may not be able or ready yet to engage in more intensive work. So crisis supports can often be that as needed, little boost, little support, just to keep a person stable enough or back on their feet until such a time where they're ready to engage a little bit more deeply with other mental health support. The other aspect of the program is When we determined through our initial assessments that the crisis is a little more complex, but what we often say, or what I'll often say, is when many wheels have fallen off that bus, that person could quickly be referred to one of our crisis short-term case managers, and they can work more intensively one-on-one for a brief period of time, 2-3 months, in order to really stabilize that crisis, perhaps transition into more intensive work or more long-term work, but really bring control back to the individual so that they can work towards their wellness beyond that point. So it's a really diverse, really dynamic, really responsive set of programs. My role is I oversee the Fort County Crisis Line and the Safe Beds facility. And you may have heard of Safe Beds. Safe Beds provides brief crisis stays for a wide variety of people if it's going to be helpful. So some people need a quick break from a very stressful environment. Other people need a safe and supported place to land as they're exiting an inpatient stay at the hospital and they need to get used to the new medications. Sometimes a person might have had a number of things all fall apart all at once, and they need a safe place to land so that we can begin to form a plan. So that's where Safe Beds comes in. And that's where I would hope we'd be able to put some of the resources that we've gathered this year to really enhancing that environment and that service for the people using Safe Beds. And I'm going to cut myself off there and hand you back to Jack.
Jeff, thank you so much for being here and for all the work that you and your teams do. I mean, we didn't give you enough time to really highlight all the great things Crisis is really doing. You mentioned Safe Beds, you mentioned the Crisis Line. You talk about the assertive outreach for suicide prevention. I mean, all the work. And I mean, I don't think I'd be remiss to say, and I mean, acknowledging how busy all mental health services have been. Crisis services has been especially busy and especially impacted by a pandemic. So thank you from our team, and thank you from all of us at the event, and thank you, I'm sure, from the community for all you do and all you've done to promote wellness in our community. Thank you so much. So with that, we're gonna move into our prizes. We're gonna talk about our top fundraisers, and I know there's some excited people watching this video or on here live to find out who our top 3 fundraisers are, who our prize winners are going to be. So the first we'll start with third, and then we'll tell you who our top fundraiser is. So our third place fundraiser for our event this year is going to be, if I get a flip slide, Mr. Mike Post. Mike Post, again, a huge supporter of our branch, and I know Mike doesn't like to be acknowledged super publicly, but I can't help it, Michael, and all the work that you've done, and you continue to do, raising money for our branch and mental health awareness. Again, your website, your sort of activism and your activity that you do through Break the Silence. I mean, we're so thankful, and CMHA gets to be the thankful recipient for everything that you do. And you raised individually, so you can see on your screens, $2,607. So Mike, thank you so much. Mike will be the winner of an Arrow Wedge cycling pack. We'll make sure to get you that prize right away. Now the moment, the big reveal. Who was our top fundraiser for our Ride Don't Hide event? Drum roll. I don't know, Katie, we didn't prepare a drum roll. Drum roll in your heads, please. Our top fundraiser is... I'm waiting for the big reveal. There it is. It's Mr. Jim Rainey. Jim Rainey, our top fundraiser. I hope you're excited, Jim. I hope you've earned it. Again, Jim, unbelievable. And again, of course, I can't not acknowledge Rob. That's second place. So Jim, our first place prize winner with $3,363. And again, this does include offline donations for those that we're tracking online. And Mr. Rob Sagan, again, $2,635 raised. Thank you so much, Rob. Again, I know all the work you do traveling across the province to raise money for us. Mike, again, and a big thank you to Jim. So our prize will be, Jim, you're walking away with our Master Chef Prime 5-burner stainless steel barbecue. It's in my office. It's been there for some time. We'll get it to you. And again, Rob, an Expedition Cycling Toolkit. So thank you, everybody. I know you don't do it for the prizes, but we're just glad we get to thank you with one. So I'd love the opportunity to call on Jim, and just because, I mean, if ever was a spotlight earned, Jim, I'd love to give you one. So Jim, if you're able, would you like to hop on screen? Katie's going to give you permission right now to turn your camera on if you're able, and maybe if you're good just to say a couple words about why it's important to you to raise money for this cause, or why Ride Don't Hide is a place near and dear to your heart.
Well, if you can hear me, I think I'm unmuted, and I'm just delighted. This is the first time that I've been acknowledged as the top fundraiser, and you know, I congratulate the runners-up too, because it's a lot of dedication and a lot of commitment, and you need a lot of support from people like your family and your wife to do this. But it's also a pleasure. It's like doing the thing you love for a career. And you might notice I'm looking all over the place. I had cataract surgery on Tuesday. You should have seen me with a 4-inch wide magnifying glass trying to make the hookup to get to this meeting. But I am really pleased, and I'm mostly pleased that the branch did so well. I think you went over double the target, didn't you?
We're going to announce it soon, Jim. Don't steal our thunder. We're going to announce it soon.
I have a strong feeling then that you've done so well, and you know, it's just a pleasure. And thank you for the barbecue. That's going to be a great thing, and I'm going to enjoy finding it a good home. Family I know that the husband came to Canada from the Philippines, and then they had a little boy 5 years ago, and then 19 months ago they had twin boys, so they are on the go. And these were people without a lot who made a donation. So I'm going to mark that by offering it to them, because a little bird told me they're looking for one. So, and you know, the pleasure of giving is going to be great too. So there are so many great programs going on. I'm involved at the hospital on 2 committees, the Patient Advisory Board and the Quality Council for the Mental Health Ward. And, you know, as well as all the programs that our other speaker mentioned, there are the psych ward has come out with a walk-in clinic, which of course can't be walk-in during times of COVID. So it's online. You can look it up. Normally it's called the Talk Now Clinic, but if you look up the PRHC website, it's got adult and youth mental health assistance or something. You can find it. You can find the number, and you dial the number and they will get you help right away over the phone, either a psychiatric nurse or practitioner, or in some cases a doctor. Even if you don't speak to the doctor right away, you're going to have a doctor's appointment within 48 hours. And that is just so huge. And I know from sitting on the committee that you have to show 2 things in order to get a program approved by the government to let the hospital do it. And it has to show, number 1, that public input was in it. That's where our little committee comes in. Half the members are like me from the public. And number 2, you know, this is typical of Ford, you have to show that it saves money. Well, the beauty is things that improve mental health always save money. And in this case, already, it's only been open since December. Already the records show that it's saving money, and the records show that it's saving lives. And I mean, that's just huge. And to have been part of that and to have close liaison with Jack and everything, we do just great. We're always trading little emails of articles we've seen at various places. So anyway, I just feel wonderful. You know, I've got the 4 champion shirts, and this is the 5th Ride Don't Hide. So I think maybe I'll be having a 5th one.
Amazing. Well, Jim, again, thank you. Thank you so much. And even in your own acceptance speech, you take the time to plug our Talk Now Clinic, which is working in partnership again with many of our community agencies promoting wellness for others. So I think a selfless person and donating the prize to a family. I mean, I don't think we could ask for a better top fundraiser, obviously. And I look at the list that we've got here. Jim, Rob, Mike, I personally couldn't ask for better people to be involved with our branch and connecting and supporting. And I'm just so thankful that I get to tie my name to all your hard work. So thank you to all three, and thank you to everybody. And I'd like to acknowledge as well, I think it's important for us just to note that this event wouldn't be such a large success without all the fundraisers. And I think we had to do this. We were talking as a committee earlier, just had to acknowledge again, the team out of Wild Rock, here and Josh and Scott, that Wild Rock team came out of nowhere and raised over $8,000 for this event. So we needed to take the time. And again, Siemens, again in Peterborough, and Kathy leading the charge again, raising money. I wish I could acknowledge every single donor but again, I think I'd lose people in my attendance on the call. But I do want to take the time to thank you guys for all that you do. Thank you for all the effort you put in. And again, the time and energy. So thank you so much. So before we make our big announcement, I do want to call on more of our sponsors if we could. Again, I talk about a friend and a colleague from Aon. Aon has always been, for as long as I've been around CMHA, connected as a sponsor and supporter. And I'm going to turn it over to the lovely Andrew Hughes of Aon Inc. to speak a bit about why this is important to Aon and to her.
Thank you very much, Jack. So we at Aon have been proud sponsor of this event since 2016, since day one of this event being held in Peterborough. And the why is pretty simple. Aon is a local family-owned Canadian company that really values giving back to the community, and a community that has supported us for over 50 years. And as a local company that develops and manages residentials and seniors living areas, we really, really applaud the continued efforts of CMHA in our own business area. And as so many of us in this community do, our staff, our residents, our tenants, they definitely benefit from the phenomenal resources and programs and services that CMHA provides. And personally, I love how this specific event makes that really important physical movement to improve mental health connection. And I think the success of this event this year really speaks to how this community has really been utilizing that connection even more so in this past year. I applaud everybody who's here today. Like, holy fundraisers, like, cannot say enough. Like, I'm just in awe of your dedication, your effort, and I'm pretty excited to expose that final fundraising number. Everybody who had a role in today, hand in organizing, participating, all that physical movement. I loved logging on to the website and seeing how much everybody was staying active, and whether it was a HIIT workout or a ride to Lakefield or whatever. Like, good for you, good for the participants. We all have provided an excellent opportunity to raise awareness, to have those mental health conversations that have been even more important this last year. So from all of us at Aon and our family of employees, congratulations to the success of Ride Don't Hide this year. I'm just vibrating. I'm so excited and so happy to be part of this event on a personal and professional level. And at Aon, we so look forward to continued and especially in-person partnership for the coming months, coming years, and moving forward. I cannot wait for June 2022. Thank you very much.
Andra, thank you so much. You can tell Andra's got a personal trainer background. I had to plug the activity and the exercise. That was fantastic. And we're so thankful to have you and Aon on board. And it's an honor to be able to partner with you guys and continue to run these events.
Thank you, Jack.
I would as well like to acknowledge our last sponsor who was unable to be here this morning, Tim Nichols. So Tim Nichols, Chartered Accounting, again, as always, another sponsor who always hops on our events, promotes mental wellness, and holds that near and dear in his business. And just a note, Tim's actually working on our audit right now. So Tim's probably looking over my expense records and reports, hopefully not too closely. No, I'm just kidding. But no, he's doing a nice job on our audit and helping. I know it's a busy time for him, but he did want to extend his thanks for involvement. And we'll be back, Tim, to ask for your help again, I'm sure, next year. So thank you for all that you do. So the big moment, the moment of reveal. How much money do we raise? We started out here with a virtual event, a little bit nervous, a little bit unsure. How much money could we raise? And we set what we thought to be a pretty realistic goal of $15,000. Our goal was to raise that amount and roll it into our crisis programming for some much needed support. So I'm proud to say, not only did we reach that goal, we surpassed it. Drum roll, please. How much did we raise? Our big reveal? Our total amount raised from Ride Don't Hide 2021, $32,882. We more than doubled our target. This is the most successful Ride Don't Hide event. I'm too excited even to say it. Our most profitable Ride Don't Hide event ever. This is one of the most largest fundraising events we've ever had, and as a result of all the hard work of our sponsors, of our fundraisers, of our community. Thank you. And that money will roll all directly in to our 4-county crisis program, nearly $33,000. All right, so just in close, as we wrap up here on a Sunday morning, because again, I know people want to go and enjoy some sunshine. I got a group of people that wants to be outside and active. So let's just in close, I want to say a big, warm, heartfelt thank you to everyone involved, our sponsors, our fundraisers, our donors. Thank you. This is not possible without you. And personally, I'd like to take the time to thank our committee, our Ride Don't Hide committee, which meets. They volunteer their lunch hour, their time. Caroline Munsell, Andrew Hughes, Rob Sagan, Kelly Curtis, Caitlin McIntosh, again, taking the time to actually meet, to plan, to schedule, to connect. This is not possible without all the hard work and volunteer hours of our committee. And again, a big thank you to Caitlin McIntosh, who spent many hours and many days making not only this closing ceremony, but this entire event, and has yet to have the opportunity to attend a live in-person Ride Don't Hide. And I will announce now that we will be back in person at Nichols Oval in 2022. And I want this to be the largest Ride Don't Hide ever. And I want to see each and every one of you there, that you're watching this video live or a recording. We're going to make it the most successful one ever, because I can't wait to see you all in person live there. So thank you again. A reminder, you can keep on donating. The event doesn't actually close till the end of June. So you have right up till July 1st. Keep donating. Let's see if we can hit 35,000. I'm sure the crisis team and Jeff will love it. But in all seriousness, thank you. Thank you to Tom's Heating and Cooling, Chorus, Aon, Tim Nichols, Scotia Wealth, Jim, Mike, Rob, the whole team, the committee, everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for everything. I look forward to seeing you all next year. Take care, everybody.